Hey moms, I actually want to add a quick notation to the beginning of this video. That in this video, there's going to be some times where I talk about particular snacks or food items. And when you see them, you might go, oh, well, we're still doing GAPS or we're still doing the Body Ecology diet. That's okay. Just when you see those suggestions that I make, you know, okay, for you right now, you're not doing those. But that's not the premise of the video. The premise of the video is the believe, decide, stack. And that concept carries through no matter what diet you're doing, okay? So I just wanna make that note, and now I hope you enjoy, and I hope you're encouraged. Hi moms, okay. I'm again hiding in my room because I just feel like that's the place to be, and my family can't find me. And I make it look like I went running or something today, but no, I didn't. Let's get to the point of this video, guys. These are the same issues I used to have when I was first trying to heal Charlie and trying to get my family on this path to better health. And I would be so overwhelmed that I would constantly falter. So I'd go like a few steps forward, I'd kind of plateau, and then I'd regress, and it was a mess. Eventually that stopped happening, and I figured so many things out, and I would have so much hope. I would continue the path, and we are where we are today, and the kids are doing really, really great. So, but what is it? What is it that I did? And that's what I wanted to bring to you. So it's believe, decide, stack. So what do I mean by believe? All right, believe is kind of like two parts. So believe, part A, is you have to believe in the science. You can go do tons of research about the microbiome and about inflammation, gut-brain connection, and about supplement deficits in the ADHD body. You can go research everything. Or you can trust me that I have researched well into the night for way too many years. So you have to believe that the science is real. The second part about believe is that you have to believe that you can do it, that you can do this for your family, that you have the ability to bring forth your child's body into a state of not being so inflamed and rather to come back to that homeostasis, which is where it's striving to be natural. So you gotta believe. Number two, you gotta decide. Everything comes down to decisions. If you've ever known somebody who's been very successful in something that they've done, that they've gone after, let's say you have a friend who took up running. That would not be me, because you know that I wear running clothes, but it doesn't mean I run. But let's say you did have a friend that committed to running. Notice what I just said. They committed to running. They decided they were gonna run. If there's something that you have committed to, you have to decide even the night before what's going on the next day. So I know for me, I try to find time in the morning where I will find time for prayer time or meditation time and that quiet time so I can get my mindset. And if I don't decide even the night before that I'm doing it, then I'm gonna let that go. I have to make the decision. So you have to make the decision that this is what you're gonna do. So you have believe that the science is real and that you can do it. Step two, you have to decide this is what you're doing. The reason you need to decide that this is what you're doing is because invariably someone is gonna see you or your child and be like, hey, we're having pizza, would you like some? Or, hey, you wanna come over? We're going to an ice cream party. Or, hey, I'm just gonna give them some chips, is that okay? If every moment when you listen to them ask the question, you have to stop, pause, calibrate, what are we doing? What has he had already? What has he not had? Can I handle this reaction? Where's his threshold today? It's too much thinking. That's what gets so exhausting. But if ahead of time you have decided your child is only eating real foods that make him feel good, that's your answer. So someone says, hey, can John come over? We're having pizza. You say, oh, he actually can't have the pizza, but I will send something with him, right? And then maybe you talk to your son says, I don't want to go if I can't have the pizza. Oh, okay, then that's fine. See, because you've already decided that this is what we're eating right now. We're eating real food, right? We're not gonna have the triggers, the gluten, the dairy, the preservatives, the refined sugars, the dyes, the corn. We have the decision. Once you've made the decision, you just stick with it. If you are not clear on the decision, every day is exhausting because every day you have an opportunity to just give up. But you're not gonna give up because you do hard things. So you make the decision, this is what I'm doing. And you're gonna say, I'm doing this for 6 months. That's it. I'm doing it for 6 months. As it gets closer to 6 months, this is when you're going to say you might dabble in other things, or you're going to say I'm going to do this for a year. And believe me, when you start doing it for that long and you start to realize when you allow the more trigger foods to come back in and you watch the difference in your child and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, they're not acting so great. Their brain's kind of foggy, you know? And if you yourself try this diet along with them, you will be amazed at how aware you become at how different foods affect you. We've got believe, and then we've got decide. Point number 3, you gotta stack. What the heck does that mean? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It means you gotta stack the deck. That's where you win the game. If you don't stack the deck in your favor, you wake up and you're like, ugh, I don't even know what I'm feeding him today. That's where you lose. That's where you lose. Look at yourself. If you ever went on some sort of a weight loss program or something like that, and you didn't go food shopping and you don't have any healthy choices, at least for you, you can say to yourself, if you have the willpower, well, you know what, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna go to the store, etc. If you've got a 4-year-old or a 14-year-old, they ain't waiting. And they're gonna be right on your back looking for something to eat. So what you need to do is make sure that the fridge has the food. You need to make sure that the pantry has the food. You also need to make sure that the fridge does not have the stuff you don't want them to eat and the pantry does not have the stuff that you don't want them to eat. So if you must have the Oreos or the Pepperidge Milanos or whatever else it is you need, then maybe those things are going in your husband's sock drawer. I mean, that could happen. Or if, for instance, you must have your favorite coffee creamer, and maybe you're going to peel off that wrapper and you're going to take a Sharpie and you're going to write mushroom milk on there, because maybe that makes one of your children not know that that's got liquid gold in it and that they won't try chugging it, but you can't have the stuff in the house. So you just can't. Because what's gonna happen is you'll get so mad at your child by like the 3rd day when they went and they took a cheese stick. But you had the cheese sticks there. Or you're gonna get so mad that they went into the freezer and like your 14-year-old made an Elio's pizza. But you put it there. So the temptation for them is gonna be so much greater because 2 things are going on. Number 1, they're eliminating, constantly detoxing, and they're very uncomfortable. And if they could just grab one of those foods that's a little harder to digest, then it actually slows the elimination. They don't realize that's what they're doing. They just think it tastes good, but there's more to it than that. And then the addictive properties of that makes them want even more. So you can't have it in the house right now. You need to be stronger. You need to just be like 1 step ahead of them. And you just need to have the food. So your bread, you're gonna go to delandbakery.com like I do, and you're gonna order the breads ahead of time so that they can grab a bagel or some toast or whatever it is. You're gonna have fruit in your house. You're gonna have bags of frozen fruit in your house. You're gonna have big things of popcorn in Ziploc bags because you already popped it and it's there. You're gonna have bonitos maybe. You're gonna have hummus, your plain hummus. You're gonna have salsa that maybe you got from the produce section. You're gonna have avocados. You're gonna make sure that they can make garlic toast at any time or avocado toast. You're gonna make sure that you have cashew butter or almond butter and they can put it on a piece of bread like from DeLand. Maybe you're gonna make sure that when you made grilled chicken the night before for dinner, or you made the meatballs, or you made the hamburgers, that you made a ton of them because there's more left over and they're in a special drawer that they know to go to. You're going to make good food for them, something that's accessible, so that when they tell you that they're starving, because they're gonna tell you that they're starving, they're also gonna tell you that there's no good food to eat in the house, or they'll just say that there's no food in the house. That's okay, they're gonna get over that. So if you have it, there you go, they will eat it. So what were the 3 steps, people? Believe, decide, stack. Believe in the science, and believe that you can do it. 2, decide. You're just doing it. Just do it. Please. Do you think I'd waste my time making these videos, yelling in your face, like just trying to encourage you if it didn't work? If I didn't think that it was not worth you trying to do this, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, okay? It's just that sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night with another idea, like help another mom to cross that bridge into getting her child from having all these ADHD behaviors. Like, I am just on fire about it because if you only knew, I used to sleep in this same bed, but I'd cry myself to sleep. And so anyway, that's the whole believe part. It really does work. So, and there's no downside. There's no downside to feeding your child real food without the inflammatory triggers. And you might say, oh, well, I had a friend and they tried this and they didn't get that result. And I would question that. And I would challenge that. And I would say, well, you know what? Then they may just need more supplements, and they might need some probiotics, and they might need some fermented foods or some bone broth just to help a little bit more in the esophagus. But you cannot tell me that eating non-inflammatory causing foods does not help. And if you don't buy any of this for your child, try it for yourself for 21 days, and you tell me how you feel, and you tell me how you think, and you tell me how all of a sudden, when you used to grasp for a word, it's already right there. The clarity is amazing. The jitters go away. It's really awesome. So that was believe, and then you have to decide. So just decide to do it, like I said. And then stack. Go food shopping. Make some food. Listen, if I can